Hey everybody, I'm Gamero Says. Welcome back to ESA Summer 2021. Today we're raising money for Save the Children. Links to donate can be found below the stream, or you can just type in !donate and a link will pop up, or you can pop in some funds to the donation campaign. So thank you very much for your generous contributions today. We'd also like to thank Twitch and ViewSonic for sponsoring this event. Up next, we've got CDRomatron versus lovebot, Battle of the Century in Legend of Spyro, the Eternal Night, any percent dark mode. So go ahead and take it away.
So welcome everyone. My name is CDRomatron, also known as Mike. I've also got lovebot with me.
Hello, I'm lovebot. I ran a few days ago with Yoshi's Story, and today it's Spyro. And with us we have Count Creep as well. Introduce yourself, my boy.
Hello, I'm Count Creep, also known as James. I'll be providing some hopefully helpful commentary.
I'm sure.
Okay, and with that, I think we're all ready just to hop straight into it. We'll give an explanation. I believe Dark has won the bid war, so that's going to be the difficulty we're going to be playing on, and we'll get explaining to what exactly that means when we get into the run. So if we're all ready, let's do a countdown from 5 and then starting on go.
I'm ready.
So starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck, man.
All right. So this is The Legend of Spyro: The Eternal Night, part of the best Spyro trilogy, of course. So you probably saw earlier on that I don't know if it's been mentioned, the donation incentive was won by a landslide for dark mode. As you can see, Spyro initially here on the screen is not his normal colours here. You'll also notice that the game is in Dutch, and this is because it was originally thought that Italian was the quickest form of text for this game, but someone went through and timed it all, and it turns out Dutch is actually slightly quicker, so it's now been changed over to that. With dark mode, it replaces a lot of like basic tech that's used in normal mode and hard mode, like backrolling, which was the standard fastest movement tech that was used in those, just because of the way the dark mode works. You have slightly faster walking speed, so because of that, it's quicker just to not backroll in dark mode, which makes the dark mode as a whole does make the game remarkably quicker. I think it's did you say it was 2 minutes, lovebot?
Yeah, about 2 minutes faster.
Yeah, about 2 minutes faster overall total, which is obviously, I guess, the goal of all of this. So with charging speed with Dark Spyro, the charging speed itself isn't actually affected, but you'll notice with this guy here, there's no knockback per se on when you're charging into an enemy. So Spyro doesn't bounce off once hitting an enemy while he's in dark mode, so it's able to just run straight through the majority of enemies. I think some enemies give...
Yeah, bigger enemies will stop you, but otherwise you can just plow through everything, basically.
Yeah, just go absolutely straight through and mow them down. With the actual route that's going to be done here, normally we go through the spirit sections, so the fire, earth, ice, and thunder spirit. And then we move on to the final boss from there. There is some more complications in between those things, but we'll get to those as they arrive. Normally, there's relics in this game which power up Spyro that you can get more health, more I guess mana. What would you call it? So it'd be like a mana situation. It's also very Metroidvania styled in terms of you get these relics that you can see them picking up here. Actually, it's probably because of the delay. It's probably happened like 5 seconds ago at that point, or maybe more. So the only relics that they're going to be getting are going to be the vital ones that are going to change the actual gameplay, and things like wall jumping and is climbing.
Climbing is in the game, but we don't get it just because it's not needed in the 80% route. But for all relics in 100%, you do need to climb walls.
Right, that's right. Sorry, Karen?
Sorry, the key differences between what we'd be collecting in a dark run and an easy run. In an easy run, we'd be going out of our way to collect additional attack strength power-ups. However, those are not needed for dark because the dark strength is already significantly higher than easy.
Yeah, Spyro is incredibly strong. Like, not only can you not really die in this mode because you have so insane health regen, the Dark Fireball that we start out with also just makes everything else completely pale in comparison. It's just so strong. So you'll see us use that basically for everything, any boss fight and so on.
So during this section in the fire temple, I was wondering, these guys that you're going past here, are they much different on normal mode as they are to hard and dark? Also, is there actually a difference in difficulty between hard and dark? I was wondering about this as well. If
yeah, so I think the way that it's done is dark mode is based on the hard mode difficulty. So the enemy health and all that stuff will be based on hard mode, which is considerably higher than easy. But because you're so strong, it ends up being minutes faster still. But you unlock Dark Spyro by beating the game on hard mode, which is really, really difficult. Only a few people have ever done it. I know Mike is one of them. But besides that, there was no documentation. Before we started running this game, there was no documentation on Dark Spyro at all online we could find. It was basically all found by Mike. So props to Mike for unlocking my save file so I can actually do this too, because I can't beat hard mode.
Yeah, I thought...
yeah, it's kind of crazy that this is like an official difficulty setting in the game. It's just really arbitrary to unlock.
Oh, you can see the dark fireball really shining through there, just unlocking that boss completely.
Yeah, no, the bosses can't do anything.
I'm not sure if we mentioned earlier, but this form is based on like a form that Spyro does acquire in the game. This is only during like... You normally only get this form during the final form of the final boss. It's pretty much an interactable cutscene, pretty much. However, through the dark difficulty, we gain access to this form and its upgrades for the entire game.
It feels like one of those situations where they took all the time to program the Dark Spyro, like with designing the palette change and the After Effects and the Dark Fireball and programming the character movement and stuff, and then use it for such a short amount of time. They probably felt like they needed to do something else with it, which is, I think, a great idea, really, to make an entire New Game Plus style.
Yeah, for sure.
Difficulty
I
change.
find this category more fun to play than easy, just because it's faster. Like everything is faster, not just the time, but all the movement, everything that you do with Spyro is just so much quicker.
In addition to things just being quicker as well, this run is also a lot more consistent than the easy version. The easy difficulty has a lot of very difficult 1 cycles and 3 cycles for some bosses, which can be almost random to hit it sometimes based on like enemy AI. Yeah. Whereas on dark difficulty, you're dealing out so much damage that you can get those 1 cycles consistently, meaning there's a lot more focus on this run about your movement, about good fights, about making sure your positioning's good. That a lot more of the skill-based things are amplified in the dark difficulty mode.
One of my favorite things when I was learning normal mode was around the stun lock that you could do with the advisor fights, Gaul's advisor, which we have yet to get to yet. But there's a fight later on where there'll be a... I guess it wouldn't happen, as you just said. It wouldn't happen in this version just because you wouldn't need it with having the Dark Fireball. But there's a very specific like a juggle essentially. You can do a stun lock on the bosses. Yeah, stun lock. That's the word I was looking for. Stun lock. Yeah, there's a stun lock for advisor that you could just do a certain actions and a certain amount of rhythm and timing, and you just absolutely demolish him. But with Dark Mode, it's a lot more focused on movement as a whole, which is really interesting for this.
Yeah. And although this run might seem a little like easy off the bat, considering that you've got infinite health, your time loss is mainly gained due to the fact that Spyro can still take knockback, and the knockback animation in this game is extremely long. So, like, even on easy difficulty, the threat of dying is basically none. But the time loss that you can gain by getting hit by an enemy is still massive. Yeah. You'll also see in this run that even though our walking speed is significantly higher than normal, we'll still be using the running every now and then. The reasoning for that is a few enemies you can charge through, but you can't just walk through regardless of what your speed is. Yeah, I don't really know what's happening, if it's something to do with the Spyro's hitbox maybe being a little bit lower when you sprint, so that you run under the enemy in his waking up animation,
But definitely something is going on when you sprint and you can just go through enemies, yeah. But here's the second temple, and it's just over. Like the boss, anyway.
Yeah. The second temple is a really strange place, because I remember the first couple of runs I was going through this place, and I noticed the enemy placements were different depending on different things, and I could never figure out what it was. Is there anything that could change the positioning of those guys when you were going? There's like a path where you go down and to the left, down and to the right, down and to the left. What would change if there's a spawn there or not?
So I don't know if Mike knows what's actually going on, but there's several places in the run where enemies can either be there or not, and it seems to be, if one enemy is not there, then another enemy might be there. Like it's taking places or trading places, basically.
Yeah, I think they've set it up so that too many enemies spawn in, so it's inconsistent which ones actually do. That's my current guess, but we don't have anything solid to base that off, unfortunately.
It would make sense because there is just a ton of enemies in this game, as you can tell.
Yeah, and it's very much typically a case that if you see one enemy spawn, then typically there's another enemy that you won't see spawn.
So just while we're talking to that, just before we entered this cave here, there was quite a, well, not necessarily a large sequence break, but it's pretty sizable. The majority of the room of the outside, just before you get into the cave, you normally have to do the platforming up to the left side, top left of the screen, and then go over to the top right. You know, in classic video game style of take the longest possible route through this level to make it so there's more content than there actually is. There's a nice little jump that you can do off the wall. Combine that with the double jump and just make it onto the platform that you're actually going for initially, so it skips that entire room, which is really nice. You know, I can't remember. Have you got to the fly thing yet? That thing.
Yeah, I'm on the fly now.
Yep, you're on the fly now. Oh god.
Is dark mode, it's not that much of an issue because you just spam the fireballs.
Oh. Right. Yeah. Getting knocked back from the flies on normal mode for that is just a pain. Oh,
yeah, really.
Especially when you get comboed with it and then you're just losing time just for the sake of it. It seems at that point.
I got bounced around a little bit by the flies on the skip as well, but we made it through. And now we're coming up on the Naga fight, which is again pretty trivial on dark mode, but he can give you issues and use his shield and stuff, and then he won't take damage. So hopefully he doesn't do that.
Yeah, basically we want to set up the one cycle as quickly as we can, but he's got like an insta shield he can do, where it's unreactable. You just need to know when he's going to do it.
I think we've got time for some donations coming up.
Absolutely.
Alrighty. Let's see. It looks like we've got $50 here from the Roadie. It's a very simple message. I have a great time here. Thanks so much, Roadie. Looks like we've got $5 from Tiny Tim. Hey all, donating for the wonderful Spyro the Eternal Night. Good luck to both CDRomatron and lovebot on the run. I really enjoy watching Spyro runs, and this should be amazing. Cheers! And also we have $10 from Banana Boy. Thank you very much for your donations, everyone.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Just a quick little plug as well. We do have the Skylar and Pluck's Adventure on Clover Island bid war still going on for the character model. Looks like Sonic is in the lead. Pretty decent chunk. About $45 ahead. We got to get those donations in. Everybody's always talking about save the animals, but who will save Samus? We're only $45 away. Can we try and overtake that fast boy Sonic? Come on, everybody.
So, I never really understood this part. How did they capture Spyro? Did they just surround him and then just drag him in? Did he fall asleep again?
Yeah, he probably fell asleep.
Yeah. So Spyro has this thing in the story where he just passes out. He just zones out for a moment. He wakes up in the Fire Temple or the Earth Temple, Ice or Thunder Temple, and he just starts having an inner battle with himself on self progression, self worth, I guess, and then he just gets captured in the meantime and causes Sparks, I guess, a ton of issues just because he's just freaking out. Is it ever explained why he does that? Is it like the main dragon dude that's like that you see inside the temples? Is it him that's like inducing this?
I think so, yeah. It's something like that.
Yeah, I must admit I know very little about the story in this game. I haven't paid much attention outside of just doing speedruns. I think it's a super fun game for speedrunning, but normally I don't like go through games that casually many times to like understand the story and stuff. I just get straight into running.
I had a terrible relic spawn there. It was like super far to the right. It didn't even land on the platform.
Oh yeah, that's random.
Like, on his head, almost. Yeah, when the relic comes down, I think it can come down all the way to the left of that platform, or anywhere between the left and the right of it. And I don't think it's based on Spyro's position, right?
Is it? No, it seems to
it's
just
pretty
be
much random, yeah.
Yeah.
So welcome to ice physics.
Oh,
yeah,
glorious ice physics.
They're
when
really
I was
strong.
When I was doing runs of this game, I actually decided to do a save and quit after the speech with the big dragon dude, because every time I tried to get back up, I kept getting knocked back down, and it was just, I guess, I got the easy way out for me. I guess just to do a save and quit and end up back at the entrance, because the guys that are waiting just above this threshold here just hit you so many times, and I just couldn't deal with it. Oh, I don't have the mental fortitude for this game sometimes, with how often the enemies be in slightly different positions, and then you get knocked back, and the knockback takes.
It can actually be
like
kind of infuriating.
Yeah, so it's there's a lot of backup strats that you need to be aware of, I guess, for almost everywhere in this game, where enemies can be in different positions, and if you're not going at a certain speed, the golem could have already stood up. You're not going to get like exactly underneath him. He could stop you. You get knocked back, and there's so much that could change on a knife edge. No, knife edge's chance. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. This is the ice
got knocked into water on my way to the ice boss, so I'm a little behind now. But this is another trivial boss with this fireball.
Yeah, can I just say the sync on these runs is intimidating. You guys are like one platform behind or ahead at any given time.
On easy difficulty, I'm really glad that Dark got met, because as fun as easy as it is, and although it's got a lot of like really hard strats, the hard strats would mean that sometimes in a marathon there's like no guarantee that we'll both get things.
No.
Where in this, there's a lot better. Like this will be a much better race as a result, hopefully.
So the cutscene that you saw then, just after leaving the Ice Temple, was Gaul with his advisor. His advisor's a pretty badass character, I'd say. I mean, you fight him quite a few times in this, and he doesn't really hold back. On easy mode specifically, this is the character in the boss fight that I was mentioning earlier about having this really good stun lock with. So once you've done this kind of arena fight here that CDRomatron's going through on my screen, the advisor will come in as if to say, "You're all terrible at your job, it's my turn now," and then he gets done it too. So I mean,
I think the advisor fight is really cool, both on Dark and on all the other difficulties. The techniques are just different on Dark mode. Again, we use the Dark Fireball, but you can't just spam him down. He will move a lot. And I think Mike and I have different techniques of how we do this. You can like juggle him in the air, but I've found that for me at least, it works really well to just like pin him against the wall like I'm doing right now, keep going left and right, and he dies pretty fast that way.
Still seems to have an insane amount of health even with this unbelievably strong fireball.
And I think it increases also the refights we do has higher HP, I think. And he gets new mechanics and stuff. He puts down like copies of himself, and yeah.
Yeah, it evolves as you go on, which is really nice. Who's this orange dragon dude, by the way? I think I missed this.
Oh, that's Ignitus. He's one of the dragons from the first game who taught you how to use fire. Technically, they're all here, but there's 4 of them, but only one of them shows up in the Game Boy Advance port.
So, this is the second one in the trilogy, and the only did the first one have a Game Boy Advance port as well, or was that
yes,
only...
it did. There was just no third one.
Right, that's right. So in New Beginning, Cinder was the main antagonist, and then once you defeated Cinder, she didn't feel like she deserved to be saved, and then sides with the second game's antagonist, which was Gaul, and that's who the main antagonist of this game is, who we're fighting right now, right?
Yes.
We're not fighting Gaul right now. We're fighting Scab, I believe.
Yes. So, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, you mean the crossbow game? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I just meant where the pirate dude comes in. I was just thinking about it. If Gaul's the main antagonist of this, where did the pirate dudes come from? And I guess kidnap Spyro. Are they part of Gaul's regime, or
yes? The pirates are Gaul's army.
Right, that makes sense.
I got a really bad 2-cycle on Scab. It is possible on Dark Spyro to get a 1-cycle on him, but it requires a very precise Dark Fireball immediately after making him vulnerable. But then it's just possible. He basically shields on the same frame as he dies. I don't know if Mike got that 1-cycle.
No, I don't think I've ever got the 1-cycle in there.
Okay.
It's easily really the hardest trick in the run. And one of 2 extremely hard 1-cycles that we've got. As soon
as the fight with Scab ended there, Spyro passes out mid-flight in the air again. The most inconvenient times, really.
Yeah.
But now we're in the Thunder Temple, or the Electric Temple, I guess. I don't really sure what to call this for the Thunder Spirit boss fight. I'm trying to think if is the Thunder Spirit the temple where it's the only one where you don't go left at the start and then right, or am I thinking of a different temple?
Yeah, you go straight right, but on normal mode and so on, you do go left to pick up a relic. Maybe that's.
Oh, that's right, the relic. The relic, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. So, I think this boss was a collaboration with The Sims. I guess
it does look like a Sims icon.
Yeah, it does look like a Sims icon.
It's just trying to highlight you over your head. Just let it happen.
Yeah.
You think we've got time for a donation after this one?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alrighty. It looks like I put a call out to deep space and somebody answered. So thank you so much, Saber Rider. We've got a $74 donation that says, "Save the animals, except for the hedgehogs." This is going toward the character model Samus Aran in the Skylar and Plux Adventure on Clover Island Any % run. Looks like now Samus is in the lead. So Sonic fans, the gauntlet has been dropped. Can you overcome our favorite bounty hunter? I don't think you can. I don't think you got it in you. So
you feel the dread?
Yeah, just let Samus happen. Or come out in support of our bounty hunter. Let's make sure that Sonic can't just run right past. Thank you so much for your donation, Saber Rider.
Okay, so here we are going into the last 2 stages, which are very similar in how they look and enemy not placement, but the enemy types and stuff. Very heavy on the enemy spam, though. So this is where you normally lose a ton of time to just getting knocked back all the time.
Oh yes, I got the second snail despawn.
Oh yeah, that's
the first one drove me hard, but
I'm coming up on those now. I had a little bit of a mishap, so I'm a little bit behind, but not by much.
And we've got another advisor fight. Would you say that some advisor fights have easier 1-cycles because of the fireball, or would you say that they're all different because of the different strategies that he gets?
I mean, they're pretty similar. The last one's the only one that's kind of significantly different, because he has a real chance of getting away because of where some ledges are positioned, but
Get down from the ledge. Advisor, what are you doing? This is a bad fight for me. He's jumping a lot. You don't want that. Yeah, I'm easily losing a ton of time on this fight. These fights can go really badly. Like, if he starts jumping a lot like he did on my end here, you'll just... Like, you basically lose your entire run. There we go, finally. Finally got him. Yeah, that cost me almost half a minute, I think.
Man, these mage guys are just teleporting everywhere, trolling me just now. There we go.
But yeah, last stage, I think for both of us now. Mike is a bit ahead of me, so he definitely is on this stage.
I'm going through the wall of text.
Oh, right. That's my least favorite part of the entire game. It's just like so much fucking mess. Sorry for my...
How fast can you mash?
Yeah,
much.
no, it's... Yeah.
Basically, yeah. This is the guy this is the culprit, right? This is the guy that's been making you pass out this whole time? Are you fighting him now then, or what?
No, so he's actually a good guy. He's the one we need to find to help us defeat Gaul. In the end, I think he actually ends up being useless in the story. I haven't actually finished the console version of this, but he pretty much ends up being useless.
Yeah, he's just being inconvenient to make you fall asleep all this time. Could have been done. Could have been done 10 minutes ago if you didn't make you fall asleep. And explore your... in a fire temple? That sounds so strange, I'm sorry.
Okay, please give me a good fight, Advisor. And here coming up after Advisor, we have our last boss with a bit of a trick heal skip. I don't know if you want to talk about that, Cream.
Oh yeah, so the final boss has this phase that partway through the fight, he'll become invulnerable, block every attack, and then start to heal. And basically, the heal skip that we're wanting to see here is that once he gets to around about, I think it's a third health remaining-ish, I think.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
If he has chance to start his next phase of attack, he'll then start healing. And then as soon as he starts that, you can't stop it. He'll just block every attack, and then you have to just let it happen from there. So hopefully, if he's killed quick enough, we won't have to deal with that heal phase.
Basically, on dark mode, what we're trying to achieve is keeping him stun locked in the air the entire, like juggle him in midair. Then he has no chance to land on the ground and heal. But yeah, I'm coming. Oh, Mike is on the fight now.
That's a one cycle heal skip.
Let's go. I'm going for it as well. You can do it in 1 or 2 cycles, but it's cool to do it in 1, so we'll be going for that. And then there's just a little bit of fighting. A ton of enemies coming out. I think like 30 or something enemies. And that's time.
Yeah, time's coming up for me in like 10 seconds or so. Just when I defeat the last enemy here. Time.
Oh, I dropped the juggle. I definitely didn't get the 1 cycle. Let's see if I can continue to juggle him here and not get any healing at least. There we go.
Quick
and
question, what?
No, just looking at the time I'm just peeking up on the stream, that probably needs to be retimed, because if I'm reading that correctly, Mike Matthews just set a new world record.
I think that's a world record, everybody. I was going to ask. I wanted to see what is the time.
Yeah, Lovebot set a new world record this morning at like 4 a.m. What was your time this morning, Lovebot? I forget.
21, like a 26:21.
16:21.
Oh.
What was my time?
We have a world record. Looks like we have a 26:20 on the counter.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we're going to need to time that. Oh
yeah,
no.
Because
Who's
of
got their
delay and
stopwatch?
stuff.
Let's see some ESA time in chat.
And time for me. Sorry, I didn't call that out in time there.
Oh, no worries. Great race, everybody.
No, I really hope that that's a world record, because it's always super hyped to have set that at a marathon. So
Marathon world record
GG,
high.
man.
Everybody was here.
Oh, I should get this through this last bit of text here. We've given I'm not sure if I've got time. I can show you the hidden end screen that Lovebot discovered like a month ago.
Oh, right. It's at the end of the credits. We can just let the credits roll and do our shout outs, and if we make it there, we make it there.
Yeah. So thank you so much for this race, Lovebot. This was apparently we were quite close throughout. So I can't wait to go back and watch the VOD on this.
Yeah, I think what set us apart is like I had a pretty big mishap on Ice Temple, and from there on you took off.
Oh, but yeah, that was the Legend of Spyro: The Eternal Night. If this looked fun, I would 100% recommend it. This game is super cheap, easy to find. The PAL version is the fastest, but I mean, you're saving at most 2 seconds with frame perfect mashing. If you enjoyed this, look out for this game on Speedrun.com. Make sure you're looking for the Game Boy Advance version. Join the Spyro server on Discord. We have a whole section for the handheld games. There's 5 different Game Boy Advance Spyro games. This being the latest one, it's a super polished game. It's really fun, and I think a lot of people deserve to give it a go.
It's definitely underrated, and I think I don't know if the game just didn't sell that well, or maybe there was too many extra copies, but you can buy a completely in-box, still sealed, for like $30 on eBay. It's really cheap to get into, and I think cartridges, like loose cartridges, are just a few dollars. So definitely give it a spin if you think that this looks interesting, yeah. And thank you so much, Creep, for helping out on the commentary.
Oh yeah, no problem, dude. Is this Hunter in the cutscene, in the credits? Was Hunter in this game?
Yeah, nope. So he's not in this game. He's in the next game. The Cheetah Tribe helps out. But of course, there was no next game on the GBA. Although this did have a sequel on the DS. Although it was also, it was Dawn of the Dragon. It was on everything.
All right, thank you so much to both of you. Hopefully, let's get that retime and see if we did indeed get a world record at the marathon. Thank you so much, CDRomatron and lovebot, for the fantastic race and all that speed. Just before we get to the little break, I just wanted to say I have to eat my words because all that, I called out the Sonic fans and they came in. We have Tiny Tim with $100. It says, hey y'all, I think it's time to settle this. Gotta go fast. Good luck again on the race and cheers. $100 going toward that Sonic character model. So Samus fans, let's close this out. Thanks so much, everybody. And looks like we've got $50 from Viper. Got to donate for my friends Mike and Lovebot running Spyro. Best of luck to both of you, and may the best man win. Congratulations to both of you, and we're going to take a break and be back with Skylar and Plux and Matza 007 with some Blink and You'll Miss It action. So be back soon.